my neighbor.
With a gradual lifting of COVID-19 restrictions across the country, life seems to be returning to something close to normal. But is it really? The coronavirus is still out there and remains deadly and highly contagious, and only too willing to strike again and again and again. Do not drop your guard. Maintain good personal hygiene, avoid overcrowded places, and more significantly, get vaccinated. Remember, it's never over till it's completely over. This is a message from the Silverbird Group.
Good morning, my neighbor. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay?
Hello, good morning and welcome to Good Morning Port Harcourt, coming to you live from Silverbird Television right here in Port Harcourt, wherever you're watching us from. We say to you, we're right here to make your morning worth it. So we just go on straight to trending gist. And while you all are aware that over the weekend in Plateau State, that state unfortunately has had the worst attacks when it comes to suspected herdsmen killing. And this time around, over 70 people were massacred on Sunday. It was a very deadly one, and left several unascertained number injured. She is here on the grounds of the fact that as we speak, she's alleging that there's a screening going on at the moment in Government House, Port Harcourt, where some aspirants have been exempted from it, and she inclusively is in the list of people who were not allowed access to the screening point, despite the fact that she has everything.
There has been zero empowerment on the youth. There has been nothing done on employment or empowerment. It's been more of capital projects. It's been more of infrastructural projects, and that zero effort has been put into manpower development in the state. Do you think that they're making sense?
Good morning, my neighbor.
Hello and good morning to you. Welcome to Good Morning Port Harcourt, coming to you live from Silverbird Television right here in Port Harcourt. Wherever you're watching from, I know of course we are reached around the Niger Delta. We say to you good morning and welcome to a time where we get to tell you the news and bring you up to date on the happenings around your environment, talking about River State and Nigeria at large. Today, of course, you know, yesterday something remarkable happened in River State. The PDP, as well, not just PDP River State, PDP around Nigeria put together their primary yesterday and selected the people that will represent them at the 2023 governorship elections around Nigeria in 2023. And of course, in River State, same thing happened, and that process produced someone And I will be bringing you full detail about that. STV was there, Silverbird News 24 was there. I was also there to do some other on-the-ground interview with some people. You know what I do basically is, out of the news, I look for the news behind the news. Okay, well, welcome to Good Morning Port Harcourt. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you the news headlines where we fuse it all together, a combination of the newspaper headlines as well as other top stories, of course, making top news. Right after this break, so much packed up for you today. And Good Morning Port Harcourt. Stay with us.
Good morning, my neighbor. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay?
Yes, you're welcome back to Good Morning Port Harcourt. My name is Deborah Balama, together with
Barisol Christian. Good morning, Deborah.
Yes, what do we have on the headlines of the news today? So much buzzing around.
It has been happening since yesterday. The PDP, primary that was in section in Rivers State and other state, a bigger part in Nigeria. But today on the headline, we have an independent accusation of hijack grade PDP governorship primaries. That's what we have on the independent.
Okay. All right, I will go over to this Nigeria. And on this Nigeria this morning, we have that ex-Anambra governor, Obi, exits presidential race, quits the PDP. It made the news yesterday. Around at about 7-8 p.m. yesterday, it broke on the internet as we saw a resignation letter regretting the fact that he had to leave the PDP at this point, but it doesn't look like the man sees any future in it and he has to pursue his ambition. You are aware that the PDP presidential primary is coming up on Saturday, and he wants to be sure he stands a chance. So I mean, on the 29th, on the 28th there will be the elections. A bigger part on the 29th, the elections will be taking place, and he wants to be sure that he stands a chance to win.
Obi is a big fish, and PDP or APC, he was thinking, or some other persons were thinking, Obi doesn't throw money around. So he just wanted to be a party where, his name will show, his face will show, and his words, be presented. So I think that's why he moved to the other party and leaving PDP behind. Though he announced his regret and all the effort he has put through, and at the end of the day, he had to go to another party that will see him for what he is.
Well, something consistently he has said is he's not going to be throwing money around. He doesn't believe that he should bribe people to vote him, and the processes of primary, he looks at it as something that is a bit tedious in Nigeria, and of course he doesn't want to go there and then lose, so he really wants to perhaps look at it very well and then of course decide on which party he will be running under to achieve his presidential ambition. We don't know whether he'll be switching carpet. We don't know that. With time we get to find out that. But anyways, we also have the APC convention, I beg your pardon, governorship primary happening today in River State, and so far reliably I was informed from the committee, that the appeal committee, the appeal panel, the secretary of the appeal panel told me as that now they have 200 what's it called, petitions. 200 petitions waiting to be attended to people who are feeling like the process will be unfavorable to them, people who are feeling that like the delegates processes were not really transparent, and you know that the 319 wards, the people who are going to be voting today do not represent the true picture of a democratic system, and a lot of people were shoved out of it. So you see that kind of situations where we have for the APC primary coming up today, but we will be there of course to see whether or whether. Of course, we know we have people like Sokonte Davies running today. We'll have the one that was also said to be consensus, Tonye Cole, will be running today as well. We'll have Ojuka Flaga Makri, he'll be running today as well. We'll have Michael West, who is also running today. And there's also someone who came in towards the later on, Mr. Diko. I don't say not much is known about him, but he is also penned down to be running today as well for the primary election. I think in total they have about 7 of them that are running today for the APC governorship primary taking place today in Port Harcourt. Well, let's go to the next story we have.
On leadership, PDP picks governorship candidate. APC aspirant face delegates today. And also, Fanti Makinde gets PDP re-election tickets, and Katima Uber Bed and other governor tickets as first timers.
Okay, and then we go to this day where we have that Buhari Shibanjo, Nef Khan, flay killing of pregnant women and children in Anambra State. Well, there seems to be sort of a partial, it looks to me like a partial way of treating this matter, because the kind of attention the Deborah killing got, this particular killing, to be fair, is not getting the kind of attention. But I would also appeal that Nigerians don't go inciting religious war or religious intolerance or riots. Because, I mean, going through social media, you see people trying to instigate problem, trying to, just see how they can stir up people to, there's a way you can go about it and they can result to something else. But however, the president has actually condemned this. A lot of people have condemned the killing of this pregnant woman and her children in Anambra State. It's uncalled for. It doesn't send home any message. The woman is not the person holding Nnamdi Kanu hostage or in prison or in any way. She doesn't have any business with the government's decision. You cannot be, letting A pay for B's, deeds. I don't understand the rationale behind killing a pregnant woman with her children just because of her faith.
But because of her faith, killing her, forgetting that their own people too are in her own state. So if they start this thing, it won't be fair. So I think, as the president have said, everyone is against it. They should just let peace reign.
Okay, and then we go over to Nigerian News Direct. And on Nigerian News Direct, we have as the major headliner there that 2023 presidency as a caption. And it says, mass defection in PDP over Peter Obi's withdrawal.
Wow. That is huge. A lot, Peter Obi had a lot of followers, and people were actually coming out for him. Though some persons are not happy, saying he doesn't throw money around for people that believe in you must wet the ground before they vote for you. But on the other hand, I think it was a big win.
Well, it's also on the news that Ike Ekweremadu has also left the PDP, and also hear that Abaribe has also left the PDP. Well, this is actually some really big wins in the southeast. You might find a situation where maybe the southeast is trying to now form their own unity and then ensure that they get this time, because it didn't look like there was any lights in PDP. So I think this is what resulted to this. However, with time we're going to see where this takes them to. So that's what it is. What do we have next?
Okay, on the nation, outgoing governors men pick PDP ticket in state. And also Okowa choice beats Ibori anointed in Delta. Makinde triumph in Oyo. Ekweremadu, Abaribe, Luke and other also left PDP.
Oh, big wings living. And then this election took a quite different turn. Seeing someone like Dinamelaye lose the senatorial election.
It just came out in the way people didn't expect it.
well, the news is that the person who won him is actually the what's it called? The person who is for Nyesom Wike.
Okay.
Nyesom Wike's hitchman in Kogi State won a whole Dinamelaye.
This is life. This is politics. Business.
Okay. All right. And then we go to Daily Sun, and on Daily Sun we have as the caption, it says the headliner there says 2023. That's it. And then anxiety crisis rock the PDP. Well, this will be Obi's exit to sort of rocking the situation because they didn't see that coming.
No,
I didn't see it coming.
I didn't even imagine it to start with.
I didn't see it coming, and it went further to say Peter Obi's pulls out and the presidential primary, alleging gang up, and the fact that the party is not seeming to want to be fair, free and fair.
For him.
I started suspecting when I would see headlines, and as prominent as he was and how he's been campaigning around Nigeria, you would see headliners that would just caption Atiku, Saraki, and then Wike.
And his name was just silent.
I started suspecting that he might start crying foul soon, and then just add about the point where we thought that he was fine with everything and he's just concentrating on campaigning, believing that the thing about the 1 million people who marched for him is that they are not delegates to the PDP primary. That's what it is. You have to wait to get to the general election to have the voters to vote you. First, you have to scale through your party.
Okay.
And I don't think he wants to have that defeatist spirit of someone who lost in his party then decides to decamp. So I think he's taking just what they call the preventive measure,
which is better. Okay, on national economy, Nigeria needs right policies, people to build strong economy, says experts. Economists, I beg your pardon, have cautioned that in order to make Nigeria an economical ground, we should try and put what we have in place. So that's what it is on that news headline.
And now we'll go over to the Punch, where we have that shock as Peter Obi dumps PDP, protests governorship primaries. Well, Rivers State yesterday seemed calm, contrary to some states. What happened is some states have two different primaries going on, have two different governorship candidates, so there had been crisis in some PDP states. But Rivers State yesterday, shockingly, people were expecting a ton of events, going by the fact that there were rumors of the governor calling them together to have given them the shocker that the person he will be supporting is Simi, the new guy around the block who just who took the day, that the governor will be supporting Fubara, who is the present accountant general of Rivers State, who we also know has some issues rolling with the EFCC at the moment. And the thing about people kept asking is it not the same person EFCC is looking for? And he was at the PDP primary yesterday. So sometimes when they say somebody is wanted, somebody is they're looking for someone, I begin to ask, is it that they just want to make the headlines? Because you're looking for someone and he was in the glare of everybody yesterday. He didn't seem fidgeting. He didn't seem to be, hiding or anything.
He was just there.
A very open election, So I don't know whether there was an immunity covering the venue from EFCC operatives, seeing that the person that they're looking for or they declare that is wanted is actually running for governorship.
And he came
election.
out.
Okay.
On The Guardian, Obi creates PDP eyes label NNPP ticket. Same news.
Okay, we would like to come back to River State and we will be giving you detail of what happened. Fonime Okon, STV News 24 reporter, was live at the venue yesterday to cover the news story. I was also there for Good Morning Port Harcourt, and I had a very insightful interview with one of the good talkers of the PDP. He is NWANOSIKE, presently the local government chairman of Ikoyi local government, who seems to be doing the work of the publicity secretary as well, though he was a former publicity secretary for the party. Well, I think he talks way more, he has more information and has a way of standing in for the PDP in every issue. So I had a chance to talk with him yesterday. So we'll bring up Fonime's report. Afterwards, we'll also be bringing you the report from the interview I had with him. We talked about a couple of issues, but let's watch this report and know exactly how the PDP primary played out yesterday. Stay with us in Good Morning Port Harcourt.
After weeks of speculations, the mass vote pulled by the former Accountant General confirms to everyone that he is indeed the anointed candidate of Governor Wike. At the venue of the primary on Wednesday, it looked like a normal contest would be allowed until a last-minute instruction from Governor Wike gave other aspirants the red card. Already, frontline aspirants like Felix Obua, Senator Thompson Sekibo, Austin Okpara, Senator Lee Meba had boycotted the process.
By the great command of Your Excellency, I hereby declare Fubara SIMINIALAYI as the winner of this Rivers
The outcome of the primary election is being debated among party faithful in Rivers State. To begin with, they say Sim Fubara is not a regular politician, nor does he have a structure. Some PDP members are also questioning Governor Wike's vow that he will not impose anyone on the party. Addressing the delegates, the governor says the PDP is the party to beat in next year's elections.
The time to come, you will not go to with the performance of administration, with what we have achieved in this state, as no candidate that will stand for the long election.
In his acceptance speech, the new bride of the PDP promises to build on the legacies of the present administration. He extends his hands of fellowship to the other aspirants.
It is not victory just for the party, but moving the state forward. The purpose of this special event this night is to consolidate on the achievements on every side of this present administration.
With the governorship primary now over, the coming days will be defining moments for the PDP, especially after the big wigs stayed away from the primary. From Port Harcourt, Ofonime Okon, Silverbird News 24.
We're talking with delegates and people who are here to witness this governorship primary of the People's Democratic Party right here in Rivers State. And with me here, I have Honorable Samuel Nwanosike. He is the present local government chairman of Prairie Local Government, popularly known as Ishi. Oh, sorry. Congratulations. I'm just briefed on that.
For the true you online.
Okay, you're welcome back. So you heard, of course, the governorship candidate for the PDP. His name is SIMINIALAYI. I'm trying to get used to his name. SIMINIALAYI. You know, he's new in the block. Like, you need to get used to his name. SIMINIALAYI. And it's a very strong name. SIMINIALAYI Fubara. All right? But, I mean, to make it easier, his name is Sim Fubara. Okay, so it's easier for anyone to go with that. Okay, so that is the governorship candidate. But later on, after we listen to NWANOSIKE's interview, we'll be talking about something catchy about the governorship candidate of the PDP's acceptance/victory speech yesterday. Now, we will take a break. When we come back, let's look at NWANOSIKE's interview, because we talked about a lot of things.
Yeah, we did.
We looked at the fact that there is a pending matter in court at the moment.
With the EFCC?
With the EFCC.
Same
No, that's not even the matter we looked at. Okay. There's a pending matter with the court, with the case of Farah Dagogo, the governorship aspirant who was not involved in the screening and who was not also involved. And remember, 2 days before that, the court had said the PDP should explain to them why he should be excluded. However, yesterday, a court judgment came in at about noontime, which is like an injunction from the court. Now, Farah Dagogo had pleaded the court to dismiss the election that's going to happen yesterday, led to make it not to happen, to ensure the election does not happen. And the court set aside that plea and said the primary can go on. However, it doesn't stop the case from running. What this means is that despite the fact that the primary has happened, there is a litigation going on. There is a case going on in court, which could go left or right. So these are many what we talked about yesterday when I had a chance to talk with one of the vocal people in the People's Democratic Party, who also is the Korea local government chairman, Dr. Samuel NWANOSIKE. Let's get to listen to that interview with him. When we come back, we'll be going into that particular point. That statement that the governorship candidate of the PDP made yesterday, you get to listen and know what is wrong with that particular statement. Is it okay for someone who is going to govern a whole state and not to have a manifesto? We'll be right back after that. Good morning, Port Harcourt. We're talking with delegates and people who are here to witness this governorship primary of the People's Democratic Party right here in River State. And with me here, I have Samuel NWANOSIKE, Honorable Samuel NWANOSIKE. He is the present local government chairman of Korea local government, popularly known as Ishi. Oh, sorry. Congratulations. I'm just briefed on that. Dr. Samuel NWANOSIKE, and he is the local government chairman of the Korea local government area. And I believe that he is part and parcel of PDP and has been the one on the forefront most times in the media, talking and conversing and why PDP remains unbeatable. How would you describe the process today?
Seamless, straightforward, devoid of rancor, devoid of protest, devoid of crisis. We never had about any attack. We never had anybody was shot by the police. We never had anybody was tear gas. All the aspirants are comfortable and confident that the transparent process is going to throw up that who will represent the people of River State in the forthcoming Governorship election in 2023.
Altogether, they were complaining for some quarters when his name was mentioned that he's quite unpopular. Do you think he can actually take PDP to retain in the government house from 2023?
Whose name are you talking about?
I'm talking about well, there's a speculated report that the government has anointed someone who's likely going to be the winner of this process today.
It's not correct. It's not correct. It's not correct. The governor has been anointed anymore. You've been hearing the results and they're sorting it out. Their delegates are voting Felix Obua as they believe. They are voting SIMINIALAYI FUBARA. They are voting Dr. Kenneth. They are voting Kamalo. They are voting Roman. Some of them are voting Tabitha. So people are voting who they want. But what's important is that whoever wins the majority of the vote will fly our party flag. So governor did not anoint anybody. If governor has anointed anybody, it will be so candidate here. Then the NWANOSIKE made a promise to the governor of River State that he would never anoint a candidate here. That he will make sure that the governor of River State will choose. And these are the people of River State. The 300 delegates from the 319 polling units are here today to choose for themselves those that will manage the resources of River State. And that's what's critical.
Okay, well, conspicuously, I noticed that right in the hall, I can't find the faces of some of the major contenders that were around for this position before now. Were they asked to leave the hall or they were just not present?
No, it's not correct. Listen, that you're not present in the hall and you have an agent of your aspiration. Every aspirant has an agent. Means you're present. It's a simple process. You have gone for screening, you have submitted a nomination form and expression of interest form, you've been screened, the party have displayed your name as an aspirant in today's Congress. Whether you come or not, it's nobody's problem. Somebody might not be here yet to win. It's the rule of democracy. Yes, it's the rule of democracy. Yes, I'm telling you. The rule of democracy is standing on 3 legs. The Constitution of Nigeria, the Electoral Act, and the Constitution of the party. Whether the individual is here or not, even if you arrest an individual as an aspirant today, as long as he has been cleared, screened and cleared, and he has been cleared by the party to contest, and he's in detention and he wins this primary, the party will send his name to INEC. But that's the rule of the law.
Are you saying that today in this election that the guy who's in detention, who is presently at the correctional center, talking about the federal member, talking about Farah Dagogo, that you're saying that his name is here?
Unfortunately, his name is not here because he didn't make it to the screening. He didn't make it to the screening. If he had made it to the screening and he was in detention, they will vote for him here.
And he was arrested right at the screening venue.
Oh, hold on, excuse me. As far as PDP is concerned, we're not aware that he was arrested. Because announcements were made to all aspirants to make themselves available for screening. Those that made themselves available were screened. And even the screening committee even did justice to the fact that they extended the screening day to a second day. And so, it's nobody's problem. And let me even inform, maybe you're not aware, that the same candidate you just mentioned from the logo approached a court, a federal high court in Abuja, and the court has said clearly that the fact that you file a case cannot stop this Congress because you file out of time. And you cannot expect the court to do an abracadabra judgment when it has to do with the dividends of the democracy of the Nigerian people. And so, as far as you are concerned, that's even why this process has been delayed to this point. Because the PDP in River State is very transparent and they believe in the rule of law. Don't forget, our leader, Ezeboye Sowike, is a lawyer, is a member of the bench, is somebody who is married to a judge, and you understand that if you want to grow democracy in Nigeria, you must respect the rule of the law, you must respect the Constitution of Nigeria, you must respect the Electoral Act, and you must respect the Constitution of the party. And this is why Sowike told the delegates of PDP, be patient, the court in Abuja will rule. When they rule, they will send the transcript of what their ruling is. Then we will proceed. Now we have gotten a competent court of jurisdiction, which Farah approached himself, said, listen, Farah filed out of time, it was too sudden, and they are not even qualified to attend to the matter. And so it's simple. This process is transparent, before the any encumbrances, and whoever emerges today, the party will send the person's name as the candidate of the party.
Very last
federal candidates have been announced. Only one candidate is having a vote. All the candidates are having their votes. But at the end of the day, the votes will be tallied. The highest man who have received the highest number of votes will be declared the candidate of the party.
Very last question. This same court is talking about presided over Taiwo 2 days ago, right sitting in Abuja, did ask the PDP and INEC in a joint explanation injunction that they should explain to the court why the name of Farah Dagogo, who is supposed to be an aspirant, was excluded, or this should be excluded in today's primary.
That is why today's court case happened. That is why our lawyers were in court. Because we believe in obeying the rule of law. We believe in obeying the judiciary. Because no democracy will stand without the judiciary. And so our lawyers had the patience of going, listen, this exercise would have been done by 12 noon in the afternoon. But our lawyers had the patience of going to court in Abuja to explain to the court and express to them the reason why this Congress should go ahead. And the court agreed with our lawyers. And we didn't even do that. Even after the court agreed, we insisted that the court should transmit the agreement in writing for us to go ahead with this process. And as soon as we got the records of court, we have now proceeded with this voting. And we appreciate our delegates for being patient, for respecting the rule of law, and making sure the truth is done for the rule of law.
Doc, just the very last question. Now, looking at the scenario, there is a lingering legal case, and an election is in process. And today, once it's over, once it goes beyond the 3rd of June, you will not be able to really do the primary. If peradventure this court judgment goes in favor of Farah Dagogo, are you aware of the consequences?
First of all, I shouldn't even talk about this. As a press person, you can't ask me the question. No, you shouldn't ask me. Because hold on, asking me this question means you don't respect the judiciary. And as a press personality, he was working in accordance with the laws of the country, the Constitution of Nigeria, the Electoral Act, and the Constitution of our party. A court of competent division has taken a decision So you as press should express the decision of the court, not the decision of who you believe or have sympathy for.
No, that's not what it is, sir.
No, you asked a question. You asked a question. You said, Adipi, the matter went otherwise. I've answered you. I said, this question should not come up because we shouldn't interpret otherwise what the court have said. The court have taken a position. Let we, as Nigerians and as press, they call you the fourth realm of fourth estate of the realm. You should, once a court makes a pronouncement, it should be your focal point. It should be your focal point. So don't retrogress in your questioning. Stand on the position of the court, because that's the reality of judgment you have right now.
The court said that they dismissed a suit trying to stop this election, and they did say there is a process ongoing and it's not stopping it. The election can go on. That is what I understood by the injunction from the court today. However, knowing that there had been a similar incident where court issues lingered around the APC and eventually they didn't have candidates, that's why I asked.
No, hold on. It doesn't follow. The PDP has gone past that. Listen, this PDP we're talking about in the United States is led by a lawyer who is a member of the bench, a live bencher. And that's why you saw PDP delegates who came here by 8 a.m. in the morning to sit quietly to wait till this time to vote because they respect the judiciary. They wanted the judiciary to make a positive pronouncement or whatever pronouncement they want to make. Now the judiciary made a pronouncement. The pronouncement of the judiciary is sacrosanct. We are saying we can never be like the APC. Even when the judiciary told the APC return to status quo, they went ahead with congresses. That is what anybody should not do. Nobody should be above the law. There is no one man should be above this law called the Constitution of Nigeria. No one man. We don't want to be building strong men. We want to be building strong institutions. So as a press personality, I am telling you to tell my sister political parties, even current recently, in the 3 ad hoc delegates, they make blunder in all the 319 words. Serious blunders. And it's not for us to express, it's for INEC and the judiciary to express. If they are blunder, we'll take them to 2019.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for the audience.
Good morning.
Okay, welcome back. You just listened to NWANOSIKE, PhD, the local government chairman of Ikwerre local government area. It was quite an interesting interview with him there.
I just love the way he was able to explain everything, you know, saying there's no election without the judiciary, and for the Farah Dagogo case, in as much as the courts are still presiding over it, that's why his name didn't come out in the primary, because he didn't come out for screening too. But he went as well to just, you know, elaborate the whole thing for everyone to understand what it is.
Okay, well, can you really explain judicial matter to the later? We'll just let it slide. But however, we would get to see how that goes, because there is an unknown. So long as you have a matter going on in the judiciary, there's still an unknown.
True.
Because you don't know how this judgment will go. You can't preempt the court. You can't say this is what's going to be like. You can't be so sure. So if he has a good case, it will go right for Dagogo. If he doesn't have a good case, it will go left for him too. So we don't know how that will turn out. But anyways, that was a very explanatory interview with NWANOSIKE. Now, I want also look at we're going to be giving you a rundown of most of the governorship candidates that emerged yesterday for the PDP around the various states that are controlled by the PDP as well, even the ones that are not controlled by the PDP. We'll give you that report towards the end of it. But now I want to look at River State, which is, they'll say, primary constituency. All right. Now, during yesterday's election, after the election, and we had people like Tammy Wenike Dagogo.
Okay, who's that?
Just immediate past secretary to the River State government. We have people like Boma Iyaye, just immediate past commissioner for sports. Excuse me. We also have people like go on to call the Kamalo, who was a member of the House of Assembly, also a former commissioner. We have a couple of names that are there that ran for this election. We even have Kelly George, who is also one of the governor's essays as well. We have all these people who contested, and the governor did say yesterday that one person has to emerge. And he went on to say he picked, this particular person was picked based on this, that, and no matter whether he's unknown or he's not known, that he has the capacity to deliver this person in the governor's speech. The governor also went on to say after the presidential election, he will come back and then constitute a team that is strong enough to deliver this person, which means if you look at the governor's speech, he actually admitted that this particular candidate is sort of unknown. And also, let's go to the speech of this candidate that won the PDP primary in River State.
Yesterday.
Fubara, in his statement, gave glory to God, thanked God for giving him the grace to
have the position,
to emerge the winner, and did say he didn't see this coming, which means it came as a surprise to him. I liked just one thing, the way he was frank when he made his comment
about it.
Now, this is a state, an urban state like River State, with 10 million people. This person will be deciding their fate for the next 4 years if he wins the 2023 presidential election. And he went on, Mr. Fubara went on to say that he can't tell anybody that he has a manifesto. And that tonight is not a night for manifesto. This is the victory speech of the governorship candidate who is going to be flying the party flag for the governorship election.
He can't tell anyone if he has a manifesto.
No, he can't tell anyone. I'm quoting him.
Okay.
I can't tell anyone that I have a manifesto. Tonight is not the night for manifesto.
Well, so it therefore means he doesn't have a manifesto then.
It just clearly tells you that you have an unprepared, you could likely have an unprepared candidate.
He said he didn't